Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, boys and girls. Hopefully you are doing well. So this is for the second week. I do hope you guys already read through the first notes because I won't be going through all of them again. So make sure you read them and remember the first one is about introduction to writing. It involves the process sort of writing, the form of writing, how an essay is formed. Remember those two important things. And then they have topic sentences, thesis statement. Remember, because you will be asked a lot about that. Okay. So for today, we'll be looking at type of essays. So essays have different types. They have expository essays. They have argumentative essays. They have topical essays. They have a lot of different types of essays. It depends on the situation where you want to use those writings. So let's go through. Right. First one, expository essay. What are expository essay? Expository essay are more towards exposing or introducing a topic that will inform others about what you want to write about. Okay, for example, of topics related to expository, we have topical essays, we have cause and effect, we have problem solution essays. Like that, expository essay usually involves these three types of essays. Okay, then we have argumentative and discussion type essays. This argumentative and discussion, where you argue or you discuss on a particular topic. All right. Okay, we move to the topical essay topics. So these are some example of topical essay topics. For example, the various function of smartphone, important strategies to prepare for an examination, ways to maintain healthy lifestyle, how to get along with other people, and how school students make career choices. Okay, you see, those are topics you want to write about. So for the first one, you want to write about various function of smartphone. In the essay, you will be writing about what functions smartphone have, like for example, camera, recording, social media applications. So those are the various functions. Those are the topics that you want to write about. Same goes with the others. Important strategies you want to talk. How do you prepare for an examination? How to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Okay, so those are topical essays under expository essay. I'm emphasizing expository essay because it will be in your assessment. So make sure you understand what are expository essays. Okay. Then we have cause and effect essay, still under expository essay. So to understand key features of a cause and effect essay. First, we need to classify causes and effects. We need to classify them because it is clearly to present. We need to classify them clearly because we want to present the ideas across. We want the reader to understand what we are trying to say. Sometimes when we classify them, we tend to use broad and narrow categories at the same time. As a result, the categories might overlap. Okay? So we need to understand which one is the cause, which one is the effect, because sometimes you might get mixed up. Correct? So to ensure there's no overlapping, identify main cause, secondary causes. The secondary causes are actually the supporting points. For example, effects of pollution. Then you split into other causes. So causes of pollution, number one, the second cause of pollution will be supporting the first one. So you're just talking about the causes first. You're not talking about the effects yet. So that helps to avoid overlapping. Okay. When you prevent overlapping, you make sure that they are not disturbing one another. Then you can see a flow. Okay. Then you have to arrange causes or effects in a logical manner. We need to rank them. When you have some, for example, you have a topic, then you have several causes, right? So you need to rank it. Okay, this one may be highest. I think this is the highest. Then you put it first. then this might be second, and then you put it. Then you have to rank it because people want to see a flow with that. Up to you. You want to, if you want to go it all the way around, the lowest first, no problem. Okay. All right. So sometimes we may have to arrange our points based on the relationship between each main clause. So we need to arrange it depending on how you see the points. Besides that, we may need to organize effects as well, according to the degree of impact of immediacy. You think that this effect is very uh, problematic and people needs to know it, then you put it first. Or maybe if you don't think that it's necessary, you put it last. Up to you. As long as we think of a systematic way to organize the points, we'll be able to write coherent and cohesive essay. Coherent, cohesive means that it is easily understandable as well as it is structured well. People don't no need to ask other people or something just to understand your essay. All right, understand so far? I hope yes, but good. All right. Some of the examples of causes and effect. For example, the problem of eating Africanly. So you have several causes. For example, why people do eat Africanly. Yeah? Lazy to cook. Maybe tired. Maybe don't know how to cook. So those are the causes. And the effects is you get fat, you waste money, and you get tired easily. Okay, so you can, if you see the causes, you see the effect, you arrange it according to the importance that you yourself decide. Okay, so the rest is also the same. Remember, find causes that will help to explain the topic, clarify the topic, making it cohesive, coherent for the others. All right. So another one, problem solution essay, still under uh, expository. In doing such report, we are required to write problem solution points. It requires us to describe the situation, we define the problem, and proposing a solution or a few solutions. One important point in this essay is problem solving skills. Remember, this is very different with cause and effects essays. Why? Because even though in cause and effect, we are just talking about the reason why that happened and the effects that there's something have. But this thing, we are explaining on the problem and how can we overcome it. So that those are the difference between those two. Okay? Okay. Key features of a problem solution essay. Like I mentioned, identify the problem. Find out what is the problem. Recognize it. Okay? Before you want to overcome something, you must have the problems. But it also depends on knowing our limits. Sometimes when you have a problem, then uh, you provide solutions that might not make sense. For example, you need to understand that the solution that we provide must be must be under limit. For example, when we have a topic like, okay, provide free food for everyone, and then the solution is provide free food for everyone, you must remember that it's not easy to do it. Please find solutions that are feasible, that you yourself can do, rather than just asking others to do it for you. Okay. Moreover, remember, some problems may have solutions while others may not. So try to find out if the questions have, usually the questions will be asking problems that will have solutions, or maybe they ask you about a solution that you need to ask about a problem, but rarely they will ask you questions that don't have solutions. After that, after we find out the problem, we have to explain the problem and what is the problems about. Study the extent of problem and causes. Okay. So after that, we need to evaluate the solution. Even though we have a lot of solution here and there, discussing here and there, but the solutions we need to evaluate them, because not all solution is the best. So we need to find out which one is the best one. So we in order to find out the best one, we need to set some criteria. So we need to assess their feasibility, how it can be done. Feasibility, how it can be done. Okay, okay. So if one of the solution fits the criteria, it can be used. Then after we find out the best solution, we present it. So how to present? We write about it. We have to choose the best solution and ranking the solution in order to importance, in order in their order of importance, which is will show you the best technique. So anticipate objection from others. So maybe people reject your idea. You need to convince them to be able to understand your reasoning for your solutions. Okay? People won't like you, but you need to persevere. Alright, so this is an example of what we say format for problem solution essay. So we have the introduction. This is a bit of a repeat from your first slides. So I wouldn't be talking about this. Remember, to remember by yourself. Remember. Okay, some of the example. So depression among teenagers and how to overcome it. So you can see which one is the problem, which one is the solution. So the problem is depression among teenagers, and the solution, you yourself give it. So when you read through, you need to understand which one is the problem. Then you can find the solution. Okay. Right. So this is argumentative essay. So argumentation is an art. Art. It's not just about raising voices or clenched fists. It's not like, oh, when you argue, oh, no, 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 I'm right, you're wrong. No, it's not like that. But it is the ability to persuade or convince our listeners or readers to agree with our point of view. How we do that? With our face, no. Okay. Arguments involve reasoning and making of claims that are backed by support. It's not just your own word. Who are you for people to believe you? So, while we recognize the effects of convincing arguments, it is important to synchronize if the reasoning is clear and logical. Remember, your arguments doesn't necessarily mean that it is correct. Even with facts supported, it doesn't necessarily mean it is correct. Okay? Flawed arguments are often used by people who try to sway us to their sides. So try to not give flawed arguments. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Like key features of an argumentative essay. So you need to define the issue and clarify the terms. So for example, okay, arguments like in the slide, arguments often arise because two parties see the issue differently. For example, like you or A. A believes that it is not good for people to go out and eat, to go eat out, to to go out and eat frequently. But B says it is good for people to go out and eat frequently. One doesn't want to, one wants. So see, the both of them have different thoughts on it. So this can cause arguments. So one perspective of life or things around it depends on factors such as background, life experiences, and level of maturity. Maybe because one is wealthier than the other, so they have different thoughts on it. So it depends on their perspective. So therefore, when we deal with issues, we have to understand what is it involved from a clear thesis and define the terms. Remember, thesis relate to the thesis statement. Remember, okay. Okay, key features and a few more key features. You need to provide reasons and support. Don't just say something without any support. Okay, for example, I am cute. Okay, nothing. People won't believe you. So you need to reasons and support. I am cute because I am looking very chubby and fine. Okay. So I give you a reason. That is an example, okay? Don't take it too seriously. So after giving the issue our focus, we must provide reasons and support our stance with evidence. This is very important. Doesn't necessarily mean that when you talk or when you even you write, you must provide reasons and support with evidence. Reasons refer to the main points we make about the issue, while evidence support this point. If you remember about the format that I give you in the first slides, in every body paragraph we have the main points, then we have the reason or explanation, then we have the evidence. Remember, every essay must have those. If you don't have those, no marks. Okay, then to develop arguments convincingly, we can use several forms of evidence. For example, you can use facts from website, from books, from article newspapers, statistics from researchers, authorities, from people. For example, you are quoting the Kementerian or anything. Examples from books, anecdotes, scenarios, and logical interpretation. There are a lot of evidence that you can use. So make sure you understand it and use it when you want to argue about something or convince people about something. Then you need to engage your audience. Engaging doesn't mean like you want to go there and kick them. No, we need to engage our audience in the argument. We need to explain the reasons and evidence and define the terms that our reader might not know. For example, you are talking about something, you must make sure that the listener, the reader, or anything understand what we are trying to explain. Okay, so with this effort, extra effort, you may be able to bring the audience towards you, to believe you. Okay, we need to consider how we can present ourselves effectively as well as try to influence the reader's emotions. Okay, all right. So, as of course, importantly, in argumentative essays or in a speech or anything, we must be able to counter the opposition. We must deal with the opposition's major reasons and objection readers may have to our reason. People may object to what you say. People will be opposing you. So we must be able to deal with it. When we show that we are aware of the other sides of the matter and can anticipate these objections, we increase our credibility and strengthen our stand. Maybe okay, you can guess the problem that the other people might have in your idea. So you can counter it and then shows that we are aware of it. So we'll be more credible and people will tend to believe us more. Okay? Okay. Yeah. You can read, can look at this, screenshot it, whatever later. Okay, this is our of the example of argumentative essay topics. First one, sport activities should be made compulsory for all university students. Do you agree with this statement? Okay, so the topic is sport activities should be made compulsory. So directly I can say that there will be two two stands here, two pendirian here. So first one will be agree, one will be disagree. So it is up to you whether you agree or you disagree. But remember, whatever stance you make, you must provide reasons and evidence. For example, you agree that it should be compulsory. Give your first main point. For example, help students become more healthy. Then you give your reason why you say that, and then you give evidence. For example, maybe there's a research that talks about people being more healthy when they have sports to do. So those are how you develop your arguments. Okay, so the rest is the same. All right, so discussion type essay is more towards the same with argumentative essay, but you are more to discussing a topic other than you are arguing on it. So, for example, the effects of studying abroad, you just discuss on it. Maybe talk about this, talk about this. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to agree with it all. Maybe you can agree with two of the points, then you disagree on the third point. Well, it's up to you. It is a discussion, right? All right. So with that, that's the end for the video. I hope that you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you. And if there will be some activities for you to do in the Google Classroom, I will give you later. So I hope that you understand it. Okay. Then see you in the next video. Ciao.